All right. Geez, none of that's working. All right. So a little bit about our club. So we're sponsored through the Society of Automotive Engineers. The Society for Automotive Engineers puts on a few competitions. We compete in the Formula SAE competition, and starting this year, we're going to be working towards competing in the Formula SAE electric vehicle competition. So a little bit about SAE. They're the largest automotive engineering collaboration in the world. They sponsor all sorts of research for just transportation, obviously the automotive industry, and several other things. So they're gracious enough to host these events throughout the whole world. I'm sure you'll hear a lot of your team leads talking about Formula SAE Europe and kind of some of the cool stuff they do over there. But the competition we compete in is in Michigan, and that's competing against teams from North and South America. So it's a ton of fun. But yeah, you guys want to hear about our club, so we'll get into that. All right, so Sun Devil Motorsports. We are ASU's Formula SAE team. We are the largest engineering club on campus and potentially one of the largest clubs just on campus in general. Our mission is to build a competitive, technically sound, open-wheel race car each year, whilst providing real-world experience for students outside of classes. You guys are going to learn a ton here. I know I have in the 4 years I've been doing this. Every team lead we have will testify to the exact same thing. So yeah. We also offer a lot of career opportunities and development. We've had a lot of our members go on to be really successful engineers in the industry. And I'm sure you guys will hear a lot more about that as the night goes on. So I'm going to introduce first our executive board, and then we'll get into some of the team leads, and they'll explain some of the teams that you're going to be able to apply to today. So starting off, my name is Patrick. I'm the president. I'm a mechanical engineering senior. So going into my last year here, I've been doing this all 4 years. So I joined when I was a freshman. A little bit about what I do. I work with the university to make sure that we are getting all of our funding. We're making sure we're meeting all of the university requirements. I'm working to connect with industry partners and kind of make some of those connections, get some of our members really good opportunities for internships, jobs, or even just sponsors for our team. This year, I'm leading manufacturing efforts, so you can talk to some of the team leads and they'll kind of tell you a little bit about the manufacturing side of things. And I'll also be helping out to lead our competition. I also manage the next few people we have up, the Chief Operations Officer, Chief Financial Officer, and the Chief Engineer. So, and there's my email if you need to reach out to me. So without further ado, here's Christine.
All right. Hi, guys. My name's Christine. I'm the CFO of... Is it working? No.
Just use the podium one.
Just use it. I think that was just a dead spot. Is this working? Okay. I'm the CFO of Motorsports. This is my second year as a CFO. I run the day-to-day and long-term finances of the club along with my team. It's super exciting. I'm super excited to be doing it again. And I'll go more into what I do later on with the finance team. But for now, I'll introduce Christian, our Chief Operating Officer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christian Delzato. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for this year. I'm a senior studying business data analytics. I oversee 2 sub-teams, the operations team and the marketing communications team. I also make sure that we host and attend all of our events, make sure that people going to those, making sure those things are set up. And also make sure that our shop management is good. Big inventory project I've been working on this year. Yeah, that's just a bit of what I do. And then there's my email that you can reach out to me for. I'll be introducing Matt Roberts, our Chief Engineer.
All right, as Christian mentioned, my name is Matt Roberts. I'm the chief engineer. Essentially, my job is to lead our 8 engineering sub-teams. I oversee the full vehicle development. We haven't mentioned our favorite part of the SAE yet, but my favorite part is seeing the car evolve from just a part on SolidWorks to the actual thing. I think is really cool. A little bit more about the competition and what we do. Obviously, building race cars is really fun, but at the end of the day, we have to attend a competition in Michigan in May every single year to compete against 120 other universities from all around the world. And so to do this, we have 1,000 points total in the competition, and it's separated into different categories. The first category is cost. It's not enough just to tack on as much carbon fiber and titanium as you can. You have to actually talk to industry professionals and justify every single material you use, every manufacturing process you decided to run, to make sure that you're not only making the most sound engineered vehicle, but also the most cost-effective vehicle as well. Another competition is acceleration. It's simply how fast can your car go in 100 meters. Pretty simple. Design it's a 1-hour design event where you'll be faced to justify all of the decisions you made on the vehicle to an industry professional. Business presentation, like I mentioned, costs and good business practices is also part of this competition. So we have an entire business team that's dedicated to our business presentation. They'll start writing their 10-page proposal in January. Then they'll do a 10-minute Zoom presentation in about April, and then hopefully in-person presentation to a bunch of industry professionals. The other is skid pad. It's simply just a circle. How fast can your car go in a circle? Autocross endurance are the ones where most likely resemble actual racing. This is on a road course. Essentially, how fast can you complete the course? Along with the endurance event, there's also a fuel efficiency event, making sure that we not only make the fastest car, but also the most efficient car. And then at the bottom here is some technical categories as well. Noise. So we can't just make the loudest race car, unfortunately. We have to meet noise requirements. Tilt test is simply just seeing if your car leaks when tilted. And then a technical inspection. Technical inspection is an entire day, probably a day and a half. Just in total before we even get to compete in all of these fun events. Completing technical inspection is kind of an event and accomplishment in itself. With that being said, I'd like to pass along to all of our engineering sub-teams for them to describe a little bit more about what they do. Oh, business sub-teams, my bad. Sorry.
What's up, guys? Long time no see. The operations sub-team is a bit an extent of me and what I do myself. So they're responsible for the event planning, working with me, making sure that things go right and making sure that we have those people there for that. This sub-team will also be the dedicated members that will work on the business presentation and cost scenario. Yeah, just so we have members year over year going back to and being able to learn from them. And they'll also be working on I'll now be passing this back to Christine with the finance team.
You guys don't have to clap every time. We don't deserve it. But okay, so like I said, I oversee the finance team. I also oversee the sponsorship team, but I'll let Ralph talk about that. But the car's pretty expensive, and my sub team makes that happen, manages all those finances. So like I said, purchasing, donations, sponsorship, we handle the money part. Ralph goes and facilitates it. We create and manage a budget each year. And then we also work with the sub teams to address like what they need. A lot of what we get is variable. It depends on manufacturing prices, depends on stock prices. So it's pretty cool to make it all happen. Some of the things that I'm trying to do this year are to improve our existing processes. So purchasing, budgeting, and right now in particular, I forgot it, but I'll let you know if I remember. So now we're going to talk about Hayden and his marketing team.
Hi, everybody. My name is Hayden Enke. I'm the marketing communications lead for Sun Devil Motorsports. I'm a junior, double majoring in business entrepreneurship and marketing. What I do is I produce and manage all the team's media that goes out. So most of these pictures, even this picture of myself, I was a part of. I also, as marketing, we kind of oversee and manage the entire outward representation of our club to the public, which like through social media and stuff like that. My favorite part of Formula SAE is working with like the best people genuinely on campus, and then also that teamwork aspect of working towards a specific goal. What Marcom does as a sub team is, again, we produce and we produce and post all of the content for the team. So all three of these graphics and pictures you see here went through us. The middle one is our new driver suits. We also design and create all the merch. So all these polos I'm wearing, all the t-shirts you see all of us wearing, we designed that. We also develop marketing strategies, whether it's social media, how to grow our presence, how to connect best with other businesses, which kind of ties hand in hand with our sponsorship team. Which means we also sponsors have requirements of how much we should post them. We kind of leverage our social media and our presence to get more sponsors. So I work hand in hand again with sponsorship. Speaking of, I'm going to be introducing Ralph Pettit, our finance or sponsorship lead.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ralph Pettit. I'm the sponsorship lead for STM. I'm majoring in finance currently, and I'm a junior. Basically, what I do is reaching out to corporate sponsors. The car is expensive. It takes a lot of money to build. And so fundraising, that doesn't all come from the university. We need to find our own sponsors as well. And then also helping set up events to fundraise with operations and the other business sub-teams. My favorite part about SAE is learning about vehicle dynamics and meeting cool people. I really didn't know much about the physics and engineering of this sub-team. You know, I'm a finance major. And so being able to learn all that from my fellow team leads and people on the team has been absolutely massive in helping understand everything about this organization. So a little bit about what we do. We reach out to local and national businesses. It's really split between those. Some of the local companies are really, really essential in making sure we get the parts and stuff on time, whereas the national ones can hook us up with some bigger things as well, which is nice. And then managing relationships with the sponsors themselves. That takes quite a bit of upkeep. And it's also really good practice for as you get into the business world post college, forming those connections, that networking. It's all going to be a part of sponsorship as well. And we're also a really good point of contact for important businesses in the Valley. There are a lot of motorsports related businesses out here in Arizona, and we're thankfully partnered with quite a few of them. So that's been cool to see. But that's pretty much all I have for sponsorship. So thank you very much.
Hey guys, just a quick announcement. If you have a scooter or a bike in here, sorry, you guys are gonna have to move that outside. Yeah, if that could just happen right now, real quick. Thank you. We'll now introduce the engineering subteams. Hunter with systems.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's leaving. So my name's Hunter Coakley. I'm in charge of the systems sub team. What that essentially means is we work on all the driver ergonomics, driver interface components within the car. So I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm a junior senior. And specifically what I do is I design, manufacture, and validate all the components before they go into the cockpit. So controls and safety mainly. And my favorite part about SAE is going to be researching and development of new concepts. Especially within the past couple of years, we've had the opportunity as a team to implement designs that historically we haven't been able to either afford or technically design from like a technical development. So the three pictures I have up there, if anyone's interested, on the far left is the ANSYS simulation. So that's a strength to weight comparison of the current brake pedal design. You can see stress concentrations and mesh and all that good stuff, fun stuff if you're interested in that.
In the middle is a foam insert design we've been working on. So we're going to be redesigning our seat this year. And to supplement that, to keep the drivers comfortable, we're going to be implementing foam inserts, kind of like you might see in Formula One or IMSA, any endurance style event. And then on the far right is a screenshot of the current CAD as it sits. So I wanted to highlight just a couple things you might be able to see in there. You can see we have like a driver mock-up in the CAD, and then near his hands are the steering wheel, which we're responsible for, the steering shafts. So all the inboard steering is done by us. And then what you can't see, which is obfuscated by the impact attenuator, is going to be the throttle and brake pedal. But yeah, some pretty exciting things. And what we do as a team holistically is we use CAD CAM and FEA to develop driver interface parts. We design parts from a variety of materials and manufacturing methods. So this year we're going to be implementing some composite structural components, and that's something we've never done before as a sub team. And we'll be using as well some unique layup techniques that we've never done, relying on our aero manufacturing team expertise. And then obviously we optimize the cockpit for layout comfort, or the cockpit layout for comfort and drivability. So yeah, next I'll bring up Daniel. He's the suspension lead.
Howdy guys, my name is Daniel Germain. I'm the suspension lead for SDM 26. I'm a mechanical systems engineer, junior at Polytechnic. What I do is I help develop multi-body simulations analyzing the vehicle dynamics of the car. We analyze suspension data to make data-driven decisions in order to optimize the vehicle performance. My favorite part about Formula SAE is making the cars real fast by looking at data and making these data-driven engineering decisions. What we do is we ensure continuous optimal contact with the racing surface through the tires. The chassis roll hoop does not work very well at making grip. And we design many components for the car. These are suspension components, such as we can see here on the left side. These are uprights off of last year's car. We also work with dampers, which are in the middle picture right there. And one of our simulations where we simulate the skid pad event using vehicle dynamics parameters. We maximize grip, balance, stability, and control. These are key performance indicators. And like I said, we design, analyze, and fabricate and test all of the suspension components and put them on the car. Next up is Nick with engine.
All right, what's up, everybody? I'm Nick Murray. I'm the engine team lead. I am a junior mechanical engineering student here in Tempe. What I do, I design every system for the engine team, or at least oversee it. Two of the biggest ones, the most notable, are the intake and exhaust, which both require internal CFD, which is unique to this car. They're the only two systems that require specifically internal CFD. Next biggest thing is engine tuning. Obviously, it has to drive. For those of you who don't know, we run a Honda CBR 600 street bike engine out of a Super Sport. We cannot use the ECU because those engines use twist throttle and we use a pedal like a car. So we have to use a standalone ECU. That lets us do some really advanced tuning, which is something that everyone on engine gets to oversee. Next is thermal management. Obviously, the exhaust creates heat, the engine creates heat. You got to dissipate that somehow. Most of that is cooling related with the radiators. My favorite part about SAE is building a race car. Obviously, that's why I joined the club. I love race cars, and I like this one too. What we do, as I said before, powertrain selection. The rules are very specific about which engine type we can use. We use a Honda CBR 600 because it's the best sounding engine. Yeah, pretty much. Next thing is obviously all engine adjacent components. There's a lot of subsystems within engine, intake, exhaust, the cooling system, the oiling system, fuel system, all the wiring. So as I said before, we make our own custom wiring harness for a standalone ECU. Those are all very significant design projects that don't have much overlap. So we are a very spread out and diverse sub team. And as a result of that, kind of requires a lot of diverse people to help put this thing together. So I touched on before advanced engine tuning strategies. We run a fully racing ready link ECU. For those of you who aren't familiar, it is a standalone. It means you have to make your own wiring harness. Nothing is plug and play at all. Because of this, we're able to implement strategies like real traction control, like racing traction control. Our goal this year is to develop pretty much a system that is borderline Formula level. Obviously, we're a Formula team, but Formula 3 level traction control. And like I said before, the custom wiring harness. This is a huge project, and because we're missing a lot of electrical engineering talent, thank you to everyone that came, because we definitely need that on the engine team, as well as Dak assisting with us. And I'm gonna pass this to my powertrain partner, Keegan, with drivetrain.
How we doing, everybody? I'm the drivetrain lead. I'm a sophomore mechanical engineering student. What I do, I obviously manage the drivetrain sub team. But I'm also currently optimizing our final drive ratio. We actually keep the transmission stock, so everything after the transmission is my job. And I'm also working on our ongoing differential tuning project, which is pretty unique. We're probably one of the only, not probably, we are just about the only school in the country that does that. So it's pretty fun that we get to do that. But as a sub team, like Nick said, I'm the second half of powertrain. We deliver all the power that engine makes. A lot of you have probably heard the term like 70 horsepower at the crank, which is a different term than like 60 horsepower at the wheel. That's because throughout the drivetrain system, there's some pretty serious frictional losses, and it's our job to minimize those. We also get to work really, really closely with the drivers for that differential tuning project, because it's really hard to acquire data on a differential. Your best bet is just asking your drivers. So that's pretty fun. We're also looking into modifying the differential this year. That's what like LMGT3 and like Hypercar, that's how they tune their diffs with clutch plates. That's way too much detail, but we get to do stuff like that too. That's about it. On to Caden with Dak.
Hi, I'm Caden Greenleaf. I am the data acquisition team lead for SDM26. I am a junior data scientist. What I do is I design the entire data acquisition package. So what a lot of other teams do is they buy it off the shelf. We custom build almost everything, for better or for worse. So for better or for worse, we design our own package, all custom. So that leads to a lot of weird issues, and that's one of my favorite things to solve. Is that like you have to figure out the lengths of like wires. Is like you have to get really down to the nitty gritty, and it's very fun, very interesting to figure out all these weird problems that you won't experience in the classroom. Like, and one of the biggest things we do is design PCBs, and there's maybe one class that I've heard of that's at Polytechnic, and it's very introductory. And I'm pretty sure I haven't heard anything from it, but I'm pretty sure we go past that. Like, it's very technically intensive. There's a lot to learn, but it's a lot of fun once you figure it out. And then also what we do is a lot of embedded programming, because once you design those packages to get the data from the sensors, you have to get it from the sensors to a readable way so that the other teams can actually build the race car the right way, so that they can actually have the data to back up their decisions. And so that's what our job is to figure out a usable way to get the data to them in a nice package. And then that also leads to us working around a lot of other teams. And so there's a lot of weird CAD solutions of like 3D printing solutions of how to mount things, because we're by far like we just try to fit into the smallest space possible. And so that's just our job, is just to find solutions to these weird problems that need answers, and there's not really a readily available one. From there, I'm going to pass it on to Chassis.
How's it going, everybody? My name is Kyle Chrisman. I am the chassis lead for SDM26. I am a mechanical engineering senior, and what I do is support the packaging solutions for various components on the car, as well as overseeing fabrication of really anything that needs to be welded, cut, bent, anything like that. I oversee it. My favorite part about SAE is just getting to solve difficult problems with a team of what I consider damn near geniuses. They're all very smart. So yeah, what do we do on the chassis team? Obviously, our main component that we design and manufacture is the actual chassis. So it's a tube frame 4130 chromoly steel chassis. And we're in charge of the design and manufacturing of that component of the vehicle. So you can see, like, from left to right, we have our design and analysis, manufacturing, and then the final part, I guess. And then also, obviously, we serve as the final, or the main fabrication unit for the team. So yeah, I'm going to pass it off to our brakes lead, Tyler.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Tyler Lauerman, and I am the brakes team lead for SDM 26. I'm currently a senior in mechanical engineering, and we'll get into what brakes does. So for what I do specifically, we focus on the design and selection of brake system components. So a lot of components in our system are something that we purchase. We have a really notable sponsor, Brembo. They help us out with getting components. So we kind of use the information that we gain from calculators and other sort of data acquisition methods, and from there we decide what components are best for us. We come to them, we ask them what we need, they help us out, and we also spend a lot of time designing a lot of components, with the most notable being our own custom rotors. So with that, we do have to do a lot of modeling and validation for these components, and all of that is done to essentially validate our braking performance and making sure we are creating something that is beneficial to our car. My favorite thing about SAE is watching our design and all of our hard work come to life. It's a pretty long grind getting everything together, but once you see a final project, it is more than worth it. So for what you do on our sub team, like I said, we design and model brake rotors. This is a pretty extensive process. This includes a lot of 3D modeling and thermal analysis and ANSYS. Along with that, we do a lot of stress analysis, structural analysis. So a whole lot of computer work, takes a big, strong brain. But on this team, we'll spend a lot of time getting that put together to make sure we make rotors that are the most beneficial for our subsystem. And on top of that, a big thing is correlating a lot of our theoretical and real values to correlate the accuracy of a lot of our models and make sure that we are making a system that is helpful for us. So with that, I will be introducing our aero design lead, Luca.
Hey guys, another quick announcement. I need all of you guys are standing. If you guys could find a seat and sit down, please, that would help us out a lot. I'll give you guys a good minute to do that. All right, guys. We'll now be introducing our aero design lead, Luca. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lucas Santoni, and I'm the aerodynamics design lead here at Sun Devil Motorsports. I'm a senior in mechanical engineering. And the main thing that we do is we design all of the aerodynamic elements as well as all of the body panels. So when you see the car on the outside, all the carbon fiber components is designed by me and my team. But ultimately, all that has to do something. So most of the work that we have is done in computational fluid dynamics, or CFD, which is basically a virtual wind tunnel. So we can design our parts in CAD and then import them into CFD and see how they perform. My favorite part about SAE is getting to do that exact sort of thing. Is Formula Student is very much an open-ended design problem. And my favorite part of it is kind of figuring out all the different solutions you can do to solve the problem. So a bit more on what we do. These pictures are actually from some of our CFD simulations. So you can see some of the the flow patterns over the car. The main thing that we do with this is kind of derive numbers, but more so than just that, we have to analyze how the car performed in different conditions, mainly with turning. So your aerodynamics obviously work the best when you're a straight line, but they don't really help you the most on a lap when you're driving a straight line. So you have to analyze cornering, performance, as well as different characteristics like pitch and heave.
and sometimes roll. Another picture over there on the left is our mesh. So I believe it's around 8 million cells in total for a half car model. And that takes a very long time to run. So it's very much a very computationally heavy field. Other thing we do is a lap simulation. So we then take our numbers that we get from our CFD simulations and we put them into a lap, and we see kind of, with this new increase in downforce or decrease in drag or whatever, we're 2 seconds a lap faster. It's coming back to what Matt said in the competition with things like autocross and endurance, is that all of these performance characteristics have to make our lap faster. If they don't make the lap faster, it doesn't really matter. And then the last thing we do is validating performance. So we work very closely with our DAC team with things like strain gauges and shock pots to figure out if the downforce numbers that we're getting in our simulations we're actually getting in real life. And that is one of the most important characteristics, and not every team and Formula student does that. So that's all I have for aero design. I'm going to introduce you to Chris, our aero manufacturing lead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christopher Isaki. I'm a mechanical engineer senior. So what I do is I manufacture composite elements / like managed layups related to building stuff for the car. My favorite part about SAE is seeing basically the improvement year after year as we get better and more technical. Like, it's been an incredible journey from start to finish. All my time at the club, watching as we just get better in terms of the performance and in terms of our placement at comp. So a little bit about what we do. We are the second half of Aero Design. Basically, we are in charge of taking all the designs that they do and turn it into actual physical parts. So all the aero elements you see on the outside of the car, wings, body panels, all that type of stuff, we're kind of in charge of. We basically start from mold all the way down to the actual part itself, between composite layups, resin infusions, the whole 9 yards, to basically make sure that the car is covered and that aero performance is capable of getting us the best time possible. Yeah, I'll introduce our EV team now.
All right. So you just got to hear all of our engineering sub-team leads from our internal combustion team. As Patrick mentioned earlier in this, we are launching our EV program. The last time an EV vehicle was created by Arizona State University was 1994. Currently, there are about 80 other universities from North America that have a vehicle already. So I feel like it is about time that ASU comes with an electric vehicle of our own. Some really cool things about this program is this EV program will act as a sister team to our ICE program. So all of that cool suspension, cool chassis stuff that you guys just heard, you guys will be able to work alongside our well-established ICE team to collaborate on building this EV car. This other thing is because of that, you'll have access to all of the resources of our ICE team. So all of those simulations, CFD models, all of that stuff, you guys will already have. So you guys can focus solely on creating the fastest electrical vehicle you can. We're able to acquire a lot of parts from a failed EV team at Polytechnic. So luckily, unfortunately, it was a failed team. But the good thing for you guys is 90% of all the parts and materials you would ever need to create an EV team are already here. You don't have to worry about securing funding, finding parts. We already have it all for you. On top of that, we have access to a lot of faculty and alumni who have already been in the EV industry as a resource for you guys to ask questions, to collaborate with. They're all super, super passionate. And just like all of us would like to see ASU produce an EV vehicle. To discuss a little bit more on this mission on creating an EV vehicle for the first time in about 30 years, I'll introduce to you our EV team lead, Kate.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm a master's student in Mechie. This is my 4th year at ASU and my 4th year on this club. Before the EV team, since that's new this year, I was on the brakes team. I was the brakes lead last year. So I have experience here. I have experience with leadership in this club, and I'm super, super excited for the EV team. My job is twofold. One, for the new stuff with EV that we haven't done like since the 90s, like Matt said. My job is to facilitate research for that and all of that new work and make sure that I'm getting resources to the people who can figure all that stuff out. And then my other job is to connect all of the existing knowledge we have from internal combustion and get that to the people working on the EV car on the mechanical side. Okay, our electrical team. This is the least developed team on this club, which I think is cool because it means you get to make a huge impact and do a lot of cool like new work. But that means that what we're doing is first a lot of research and figuring out how to get our car to be rules compliant. If you don't follow the like 90-page rule book, then you don't get to compete, right? So that's step one. And then step two is obviously optimizing for performance and making the race car go fast. On the mechanical side, we have a good backbone for this because, like Matt said, we get to work closely with the IC team, right? That's a huge benefit, and that means that we get to be a little further along and focus a little more on optimization. But the rules are a little different, and the powertrain being different means that certain aspects of the car are not going to be the same. So a lot of this at first is going to be about adaptation and changing those designs so that we can make a fast EV car. Patrick.
All right. I'm sure that was a lot of information. So take a minute with it. Hopefully, if you wanted to, you were taking notes on your phone about what teams you want to apply to. But I'm going to get into a little bit about if we haven't convinced you already, I'm going to get into a little bit about why you should join our club, in addition to all of the amazing business and engineering experience you can gain. Cool. So obviously, as everybody I think here has gone over, there's a lot of real world experience that you can gain. This is some of the most impressive stuff you can put on your resume. Ask any of the team leads here; they'll tell you how much it's helped them in interviews or in getting their internships or jobs. And additionally, it's something you get to apply beyond the classroom. There's a lot of projects I worked on where I was applying something that I learned in class, but just at a even higher level. And it actually got to be something that was made and I got to hold in my hands and I got to see it get put on the car and compete. So that was a lot of fun. Academic development. We do offer homework help. I don't know that we offer homework help days anymore, but we can get that started if that's something enough people are interested in. And obviously, you have access to some of the smartest people on campus, and they've obviously been where you are before. So, in terms of professional development, we offer a lot of direct connections to industry professionals. We have a resume database that when you join the club, you are automatically entered into. And when we have a sponsor partner who is like, hey, we want to meet some of your engineers, we'll give them that resume database. They can look through it, find some engineers or business people that they would like to interview. And that's a whole other leg up you have on everybody else on campus. We also offer networking events. Just last year, we had a resume workshop with Honeywell. That was one of our highest attended events at 50 people. And we got to hear directly from Honeywell engineers and HR people about what they're looking for in their resumes and kind of get some help on how to make some. So, yeah, overall, a lot of benefits that we offer. So we've all been where you are before. As team leads, we were all sitting in a general body meeting, wondering how we could join this team. So we compiled a little bit of advice for you guys on your resume for your resume and application. So we'll go over some of that really quick. That way, when you go to apply, you're going with something good. So this is the resume that ASU offers. It's a template. It'll be linked in the Ira A. Fulton Schools Career Center. And you can go find first year resume examples, second year resume examples, graduated resume examples, and that'll kind of give you a good leg up on kind of what your resume should look like. Obviously, we don't want to see resumes with pictures. We don't need your address. We do want you to include your name, your email, your major. Your phone number is always a good one to put on there. That way we can reach out to you if there's a change of place for your interview. Make sure you include dates on some of your experience. It's really cool to hear you built an electric vehicle, but if it was in first grade, we would like to know that. Important skills. Walking your dog is not a skill we want to see on your resume. Welding would be a skill we would want to see on your resume. And yeah. And then if you're not a freshman, please don't include some of your high school experience unless you know it's really good. Hopefully you've done some cool stuff in school and you can learn from there. So everybody good if I go on to the next one? Okay. Application tips. Use your ASU email. We're just gonna throw out applications that use any Gmail accounts, iCloud, Q.com, whatever you got. If it's not an ASU email, we're not looking at it. Submit PDFs. We've made that the only option you can possibly submit. So if you're having trouble uploading your file, make sure it's a PDF first. Ensure your essay is formatted and spell checked. Probably not going to be a great look for you guys if you got a bunch of spelling errors and grammar errors in your essays. Yeah, so getting into that, we're requiring 2 essays this year. They're only 200 words. It's about 3 paragraphs a pop. You'll see what the prompts are when you start your application. This is just, we want to learn a little bit more about you before we start the interview. Don't use AI. Great tool. Use it to spell check. Do not use it to write your essay. We've all used it, so we know what we're looking for. Just don't use it. It's only 200 words twice. So just, yeah, don't use it. I got nothing else to say on that, but please. Sub-team choices. So there will be, you're offered, Christian, is it 3? So you're offered 3, your top 3 sub-team choices. So those are going to be the sub-teams that you want to join, in what order you want to join them. You are guaranteed interview with your first choice sub-team. Kind of use it strategically. We're obviously, there will be a section where we're going to say, hey, if you don't make the team, are you okay with being recommended to Baja SAE or Solar Car? Those are also really great clubs, but use your choices strategically. Some of your team leads, as you go to talk to them, will tell you exactly what they're looking for. Yeah. And then other tips, don't rush your application. We had someone last year turn in a notes page with their name, their Gmail account, and then I've worked on a engine of a Ram truck before. And he screenshotted that as his resume and turned it in 5 minutes after the presentation was over. I don't think he got in. Yeah. And then only submit 1 application. If you're having problems or you submitted something and you need to change it, please email our club email. It's right on the bottom there, asu.formula.sae@gmail.com. Cool. All right, I'm going to invite some of the other executives up here. And we're going to do some questions. So. Oh.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any general?
Wait, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna be really, really transparent with you guys. This is not a free club to join. We do have dues. These are $80. The purpose behind this is that when you come in to the shop to work on whatever you have to do, you have all the tools that you need to do to complete what you're trying to do. And again, other clubs, I know, I understand, don't have as steep dues. Some of them don't have dues at all, but we are not doing what those clubs are doing. So if that's something that's going to cause a problem for you, if that's something that's going to stop you from applying, apply first. Later, once you get onto a sub team, come talk to me and we'll figure it out. I think that's all I have to say on that. Okay, we can get started on questions.
to have engineering experience to apply? Absolutely not. No. So we accept all majors. We have probably some of our most successful engineers on our team aren't even engineering majors at all. I use this example a lot, but one of our best guys is a musical performance major. We're just looking for hardworking people that are passionate about engineering. Even on the engineering side. Even on the engineering side, yes. Yeah.
For the specific sub teams, some of them look more for upperclassmen versus underclassmen, or is it kind of just anything for us?
Yeah, absolutely. Just to give you guys all a heads up, we'll have all of these engineering leads separate, and you guys can talk to them personally about more about what they do specifically. But yeah, there are some sub teams where we prefer a little bit higher level of knowledge. Something like the brakes team, we prefer you guys have taken thermodynamics before going on to the brakes team. Yeah.
For that resume template you showed us, it only showed like one work experience, but that what you want. Application is like one current job experience.
Yeah, so that's just an example. If you have work experience from 3 different internships, I'd love to see that. We're not necessarily looking for the first job you ever had, but it's just one of those things you got to feel it out, kind of see, write all your experience down, start with that, and then kind of format it and organize it from there. We're looking for resumes to be no more than 1 page. I don't think even some of our best engineering leads, Matt and I have been here for 4 years. Our resumes are still 1 page. So don't go beyond 1 page. As for that, it's how many ever bullet points you have. If you have a lot of projects and you know they're really good, put those projects on there. If you have no work experience, that's also fine. Fill it with projects or other experience you have, different things you've done. Volunteer experience always works if you don't have actual job experience. So we just want to see, yes, you're a hard worker. We want to see some of your projects that you've done. I think most people in here have done an FSC 100 project, at least a very easy one. I had that on my resume when I applied. So just, yeah, kind of all that.
Keep in mind, we understand that some of you guys are going to have less experience than others. We are a teaching club. So like, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
That guy all the way in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have a project that applies or shows a unique talent or skill that you have, absolutely put it on your resume.
Portfolio, is there like farm application?
Yeah, there's an optional portfolio that you can add in our application. You all in the back.
Yeah.
I mean, to be frank, you can see all the people that we have in this room. We're only looking at adding about 100 people.
Just on the ICT.
Total. 150 total. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, not everyone is going to make it. That's why make sure your resume is really good. Make sure you fill it in the interview. And make sure your essay is really
Okay.
good. You in the front second.
He asked,
Yeah, that's
making sure we're repeating the questions. He asked what kind of welding.
yeah. I'll ask you to hold that question. We're gonna spread out. You'll be able to ask our chat system exactly what welding you do. Yeah.
If someone gets in this year and does well, are they like guaranteed placement in following years or at least given like priority?
Yeah, once you make the team, you're on the team. If you want to switch to another sub team, maybe you thought you joined the brakes team, thought the aero team was really cool, you can then apply to switch to that team as well. But once you're on the team, you are on the team. No need to apply. You have made it. Blue shirt all the way in the back.
Where do you apply?
We'll get to that in 1 second.
Let's take.
What's the added workload like per week? Like about how many hours you can spend per week like working on the car?
Yeah, so there's a lot of work that goes into designing these cars. We ask for in total to put in about 10 hours per week. That's about what most of our members are making. A lot of our engineering leads that you'll talk to are spending a lot more time than that. But 10 hours is kind of what is expected.
Not to interrupt Matt, but that does very much fluctuate based on how much you're putting in what I'd like to tell people who are applying is what you put into this club is what you get out. If you are not showing up to meetings, if you're not asking questions, like no one's taking attendance here. This isn't high school. We're not gonna like come chase you down if you're not doing stuff for us. So if you choose not to participate, you will not be working very hard on it. But if you choose to show up, you can go very, very far. You'll be able to point to something on that car going into an interview. They'll ask a question and you get to be very proud of your work. And it's gotten a lot of people a lot of success after school.
I think that's.
All right, I think we'll hold it for questions. If you have any more questions, you can come up to any four of us if it's about the club.
Yeah, keep application questions to us.
Yeah.
and-
Yes.
That being said, if I could have all of our sub-team leads stand up and kind of spread out.
Cool. Don't get up just yet. Yes. They're gonna move. You guys wait right there. All right. Cool.
Fine.
All right. So I'm gonna go to the next slide. There will be our QR code for the application. Feel free to take pictures of that. I'm gonna leave that up until we're all out of here. All right. Take your time with the application. It'll be on the next slide. September 6th, midnight.